My name is David. I live in the Philippines, and it is like living in paradise. Even paradise has a few serpents, such as in the Philippines, you can be imprisoned for not paying your hospital bill. To be clear, I did talk to a lawyer in the Philippines before making this video. I wanted to consult with an attorney because my cousin Eddie is in his 14th day at St. Luke's BGC. In case you did not know, St. Luke's BGC is one of the finest hospitals in the Philippines. The next sentence is extremely important. St. Luke's is a private hospital, not a public hospital. My cousin Eddie has run up a 1.3 million peso bill with St. Luke's, which in dollars is $23,000. You might have guessed Eddie does not have $23,000 stuffed under a mattress back at his home in Montalban, Rizal. Montalban, Rizal is just outside Metro Manila. I'm concerned that my cousin might get imprisoned by St. Luke's for not paying his bill. I keep getting comments on my videos concerning this topic. I'm told I'm making up my numbers with regards to the cost of my cousin's hospital stay. I am inflating the numbers to get clicks and views. In each video, I have included screenshots of St. Luke's billing portal, images of the physical bills, and screenshots of the credit card statements used to pay the bill. Even in the Philippines, where healthcare is extremely inexpensive, a catastrophic illness can cost you over $1 million. For you doubters, here's a story from Inquirer.net, a Filipino newspaper and news site. The story is from 2015 about St. Luke's, Quezon City, not releasing the body of a Filipino man who passed away and left a 1.9 million peso bill. This would be $33,000 in US money. To ensure the family paid, they imprisoned the body. I am extremely familiar with St. Luke's, Quezon City. In January, I had a vasectomy there, and of course, I paid the bill on the same day. If I had not paid the bill, what part of me would they have kept to ensure I paid them for the vasectomy? How do you run up a huge medical bill in the Philippines if it's so cheap? A lot of foreigners buy these little motor scooters and ride them around the province. Every so often, a scooter with a foreigner on it encounters a truck or a jeepney. A near fatal accident or illness will cost you tens of thousands of dollars, unless you're in a country with universal health care, which the Philippines isn't. Obviously, if you have health insurance, this shouldn't be a problem. Anyone who has watched a video discussing my 66-year-old cousin Eddie knows he opted not to have health insurance. Personally, I have health insurance. I'm playing a little fast and loose with the idea that you can be imprisoned for not paying your hospital bill. The polite term used when a private hospital won't let you leave is detained. This means security at the exits will check your hospital wristband against your bill. You will not be permitted to leave until you have paid your bill. Then the wristband is cut off from your wrist. Sure, it's called detained, but for all intents and purposes, you are imprisoned in the hospital. As a bonus, your bill will continue to go up as you are detained. Not allowed to leave, bill continuing to increase. Sounds like imprisonment to me. Most of you are furiously Googling to see if I am lying. You're about to say, aha, I see Republic Act 9439, which prohibits the detention of patients on the grounds of non-payment of hospital bills. Yeah, you said aha, so you're ready to take on me? You have only read the title of the 2007 Filipino legislation, RA 9439. You have not read the body of the law. Jump down to the second page, section 2. The last sentence clearly states, provided, however, the patient who stayed in private rooms shall not be covered by the act. Remember, St. Luke's is a private hospital. This means if you don't pay your bill, aha, you won't be going home in a day or two from the hospital. You will be detained. If anyone out there understood the joke in that last section, please leave a comment. I confirmed the meaning of RA 9439 Section 2 with the attorney I spoke to during our call. I read the bill before I called the attorney. Filipino laws are written in English, not Tagalog or Visayan. Obviously, I'm worried about my cousin Eddie getting detained. Part of this is because he has been red flagged. 2 days ago, I did not know what red flag means in this context. St. Luke's BGC is a private hospital and is still treating Eddie, but they are not performing diagnostic tests on him until he has paid half the hospital bill. This means he is red flagged. My cousin may have cancer. Part of the reason he was so sick is that he waited so long to get treatment for pneumonia. His condition may be exacerbated due to him having a secondary illness, such as cancer. I'm not a medical guy. I'm trying to solve the bill payment issue. Eddie needs to have a bone marrow biopsy and an endoscopy. God, it's a hard word to say. Endoscopy. To get these tests performed, someone has to pay half the bill of $23,000. That means $11,500. The alternative is to have Eddie check out of St. Luke's while he's still full of tubes, then go to a different hospital. St. Luke's may detain him if he tries to check out per RA 9439, Section 2. He can't actually get the diagnoses he needs to tell if he's had cancer. Yeah, being red flag sucks. For those of you who did not see the first video on this topic, I have already paid $3,800 of my cousin Eddie's expenses. He's fundamentally a stranger to me. I have met him 5 or 6 times in my entire life. Family is family, and he served my country. There have been cases in the past where Americans have been detained, imprisoned in a hospital. In 2013, an American named Jerry Allen Hansen was detained by St. Luke's Quezon City. Mr. Hansen was a war veteran and a missionary. Mr. Hansen was detained for 3 months over a 800,000 peso bill, which was increasing by 2,000 pesos each day he was detained. My cousin is costing St. Luke's BGC 70,000 pesos a day, which is $1,200. Mr. Hansen appears to have recovered, so he was only costing 2,000 pesos a day to St. Luke's Quezon City. That amounts to $35 a day. Mr. Hansen was released when he signed a promissory note guaranteed by land owned by one of his Filipino friends. Now, there are other weird cases, like in 2014, Janet Lim Napoles, a Filipina, was in a world of legal hurt, both criminally and civilly. She tried to stay in hospital in Makati, a public hospital, to avoid her legal issues, meaning she wanted to be detained. The hospital, also known as Hospital of Makati, fought to kick her out. They succeeded. In January 2024, Mrs. Napoles was convicted of 7 counts of corruption of public officials. She was sentenced to 62 years in prison and ordered to pay a fine of 262 million pesos. That's 4.6 million US dollars. Her plan to avoid prison by being detained in the hospital failed. I mentioned before about a hospital refusing to release a body. This is a worst case concern for my cousin. Let me explain. In 2016, J.D. Lermain, a Filipino, died in Baguio hiking. The hospital that treated him held his body and refused to issue a death certificate. His family had no proof of his death, which is required for things like life insurance and handling inheritance. Look at my cousin Eddie. His pension, which is Social Security, could send him a foreign enforcement questionnaire. If Eddie cannot answer the foreign enforcement questionnaire, his Social Security will end. If you've passed away, you wouldn't be able to answer the form, would you? Eddie uses his funds to support his 8-year-old son and his 2 stepdaughters who are 10 and 12. Eddie's under 18 children can apply for a portion of his Social Security if he passes away. Except to apply, the hospital must issue a death certificate. If there is no death certificate, there are no benefits for his son, and there are no benefits for his 2 stepdaughters. I am assuming the U.S. Embassy might step in and demand the death certificate. Who knows? It would be an international incident. There is normalcy in the Philippines. My life in the Philippines is not usually this chaotic and stressful. I need to get the red flag removed from Eddie so he can get screened for various cancers and other diseases. This means I have to find a way to raise nearly $12,000. I think we can guess the topic of my next video. Catch you in the next one. Remember, I am recording this on day 18. This is a day 14 video. A lot more has happened in the last 4 days.